You could be holding it right now and not even know it. A small aluminum coin, light as a whisper, often ignored in old European collections, tucked into travel souvenirs, resting at the bottom of forgotten drawers, and yet the legendary 100 Lire Minerva has stunned collectors with values that feel impossible for something that once passed through vending machines and cafe counters. Because in the right condition, with the right preservation, this single coin has crossed into a realm where people start to say things like this could be worth more than your entire retirement. This exact coin could still be sitting in your pocket right now, and its value has shocked collectors across America and beyond, reaching levels whispered in auctions as worth 35 or more, and its condition depends on one silent detail most people never check. But to understand why, you have to go back to post-war Italy. It's 1957. The country is rebuilding, industry is rising, scooters are filling the streets, espresso machines are steaming in crowded cafes, and in the middle of this reborn economy, a new kind of coin begins moving through millions of hands, bright, modern, impossibly light compared to the heavy silver coins of the past. No one thinks it's special. It buys train tickets, newspapers, a quick lunch at a factory canteen, and then it disappears into circulation. Imagine a tourist visiting Rome in the late 1950s. He empties his pockets before flying back to the United States and tosses a few unfamiliar coins into a drawer. Decades pass. The drawer becomes a time capsule. Inside it, resting silently, is that same 1957 Minerva, untouched, protected from air, from fingerprints, from time. That's how these stories begin. Not in museums, not in elite auctions, but in ordinary lives. A grandson cleaning out his grandfather's desk. A garage sale box marked "Foreign Coins $5." A collector searching through a mixed world coin lot and suddenly noticing a coin that looks too sharp, too bright, too perfect. Because most of these coins are worn. They lived fast lives in a booming economy. The high points of Minerva's figure are flat. The olive branch she holds is smooth. The fields are scratched from years of contact with other coins. But the rare survivors, the ones that were saved by accident, look completely different. They glow. The aluminum surface reflects light like satin. Every line in Minerva's robe is visible. The details of the olive tree behind her stand out in crisp relief. And when you tilt it under a lamp, the luster rolls across the surface like liquid metal. That's the moment collectors feel it, the shift from ordinary to extraordinary. And then they turn it over. Rome. The year. The clean modern design. And the silent question that changes everything. What condition is it in? Because with this coin, condition is the entire story. Millions were made. But almost all of them were used. Aluminum is soft. It marks easily. It loses its original brilliance quickly. So when one survives in flawless, untouched state, it becomes something else entirely, not just a coin but a preserved moment from 1957. There are coins with die clashes that create ghost-like shadows. Coins with off-center strikes that reveal the mechanics of the minting process. Coins with subtle doubling in the lettering that only appears under magnification. Each one a mechanical accident frozen in time. Each one a new chapter in the story. At a European auction not long ago, a collector brought in a 1957 Minerva that had been sitting in a small envelope for more than half a century. It had never been cleaned, never been handled. When it was graded, it entered the highest tier known for that date. The room changed. Because everyone knew what that meant. This was not just another example. This was one of the best. The bidding started quietly. Then jumped. Then doubled. And in that moment, a coin that once bought a simple meal became a centerpiece of a high-end collection. That transformation from everyday money to sought-after artifact is the heartbeat of coin collecting. And it's why the search never stops. Because these coins traveled. Soldiers brought them home. Tourists saved them. Immigrants carried them across oceans. They are sitting today in American boxes, albums, and jars, completely unrecognized. And every once in a while, someone finds one in astonishing condition. Someone who almost spent it. Someone who almost ignored it. Until the light hits the surface and something feels different. The educational side of the story unfolds naturally when you know what to look for. The sharpness of the strike. The absence of wear on Minerva's hand. The clean fields without contact marks. The original mint luster that moves when the coin moves. These are the silent indicators of value. Not rarity in mintage, but rarity in survival. And as grading populations became more precise, the truth emerged. The number of truly flawless 1957 Minerva coins is tiny compared to how many were made. That's why prices climb. That's why collectors compete. That's why the best examples create headlines. But the real electricity in this story isn't in the auction room. It's in the possibility. Because these coins are still being found. In old travel collections. In inherited envelopes. In mixed foreign coin jars. Waiting. Unrecognized. Until someone looks closely. And near the end of every great collecting story comes the moment of confirmation, the record sale, the final number, the realization that this small, lightweight piece of aluminum has crossed into a completely different category of value. And when that number appears on the screen in an auction archive, it sends a ripple through the entire collecting world. Because it proves what's possible. Not common. Not guaranteed. But possible. And that possibility is what keeps people searching through boxes in attics and coins in drawers late at night. Because the next discovery will not come from a museum. It will come from someone who decides to check. To hold the coin under light. To see if the luster is still there. To notice the details no one else noticed. To realize that the souvenir from a trip, the coin from a relative, the piece in a forgotten envelope is not just a memory. It's a hidden survivor from 1957. A symbol of a country rebuilding. A modern design that captured a moment in history. A coin that traveled across continents unnoticed. And maybe, just maybe, the next life-changing discovery waiting to happen. So before you walk past that box of foreign coins again, before you ignore that lightweight aluminum piece because it doesn't look valuable, take a second look. Because the coin that changes everything never announces itself. It waits quietly. Until someone sees it.